Hey, friends. Welcome to a Resellers Passion YouTube channel. I'm so happy to have everyone here. I'm here so far with three beautiful ladies. I'm hoping the other two ladies will come on, and I'm going to let everyone introduce themselves. But I want to say thank you for coming on to my first live. I'm super excited. I hope you're excited as well. Just checking, making sure everything is going well here. And I hope you can see me. I keep moving around. I always feel like I'm so dark, but then my head is always shining. So, yay, so Posh Lady Sandra just came on. Thank you, Sandra. So I just good. She's showing me that our chat, we are live. We're going to be on for an hour. And I'm going to let the ladies that are on introduce themselves. I know all of these ladies personally. At one time or another, we've either met or we've been in the same group and we've been chatting for a very long time. And I hope you love them as much as I do. So we're going to start from right at Roxanne. Roxanne, take a couple minutes to tell everybody who you are, what platform you sell on. And I'm bringing Michelle on right now. So Roxanne is going to talk. Go ahead, Roxanne.
Hi, I'm Roxanne. I sell on Poshmark, Hikari, and eBay. I've been selling for just a little over a year now, and I've learned a lot of great tips and such from Leslie from way back when. My very first picture was just, oh my God, it was so bad. To now, it's just amazing. You should, if you look back on my Poshmark page, you can scroll down and you'll see how bad my very first picture was. There was absolutely no lighting. It was gray. It was grainy. And now I painted my kitchen wall white. That's where I do my pictures and everything for my studio. And then I have box lights. So yeah. And I also sell vegan shampoos by a company called Monet. It helps your hair grow. It's really good for you. It helps your skin. I have a product that I'd like to show you guys. Let me just find it. It's in my box real quick. And I should have had it out before.
Yeah, just plug. I don't care. It's like,
yeah, I had all these products that I wanted to show you guys.
Okay, well, get there. We're going to go to the next person. I'll come back to you. Okay, Roxanne?
Okay.
So we're going to go to Yolanda. Hey, Yolanda, tell everybody.
Hi. I am Yolanda. Oh, that's snazzy. I sell primarily on, I say primarily, I only sell on Poshmark. But every now and again, I'll get, I'll dabble on eBay and for like 2 days and take it down. So, yeah, I'm only on Poshmark. I've been on Posh for a little over 2 years. Migrated from eBay and from Etsy. And overall, I've been reselling for 16, 17 years. So not a newbie, just kind of new to Posh. So
wow. I didn't know that. I learn something every time. So we're going to come back to you. I'm just letting everybody introduce themselves, and then it's just going to be casual conversation. You know how I do. Hey, Pamela, tell everybody who you are. I said who you are, but they don't know who Pamela is.
Hi, I'm Pamela. I'm on Instagram as MoxieZ, MoXiez. I sell on eBay primarily, and Poshmark I do cross-listing with them. I've been an eBay seller for 2.5 years, and Poshmark a little over a year. So the sales initially were just primarily all eBay, and then coming across Leslie's page and her previous YouTube videos, and then signing up to be a part of a Facebook group, just pushed me to do better, move forward. Her positive motivations, her just rah-rah cheerleader, and all the ladies in the group just cheering you on and telling you can do it has truly been a blessing. Everybody diversifies and everybody finds that need.
Cry.
No, I'm not trying to make you cry, but you have that gift. You always share positive energy with all of us. Even on our worst days, the worst customer, the worst packaging we've done, and just being a part of the group has helped just bring a sisterhood amongst us, because we're all in there. We're all finding new ways to do it and make it better. So yeah. I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you.
Awesome. Hey, Michelle.
Hi, I'm sorry I'm late. I was trying to finish dinner, like, because I wait to the last minute for everything. But anyway, my name's Michelle. I'm late if you let me. And I sell on Poshmark. I recently stopped selling on Mercari. I had one item sell on eBay, so I guess I'm selling on eBay. I sell on Depop. And through Instagram, I sell vintage under a different name, which is Leanne Lowe.
Yeah.
And I got on Poshmark in 2015. Before that, I used to sell on like another app called Vinted, which was I don't even know if it's still on, but yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really love reselling because I do it full time, and I really love vintage. So yeah, that's my jam.
That is fantastic. We're missing one person. Lizette is having some technical difficulties. I wanted her to come on, New England Betty Boop, for those who know, because she's always cheering everyone on. I know her personally. I've met her, and I wanted her to come on so everyone could see like who she is and see the true person that she is. You know, I'm going to go to the comments and see who's on here. Right now we have Girly Girl Hubs. If you don't know, that's Bill, and you have Girly Girl Style. That sounds familiar. Girly Girl Hubs, Girly Girl Style. That is Tori. Sarah's Style. Sarah's my girl. Little Bunny Fufu. We got Jacob in the house. Christy Blocker. Hey, Christy. Sandra's here. Guys, you just don't know like how much you're touching my heart right now. And I just want to let everybody know that I'm doing a giveaway. So pick a number between 1 and 25. Not for the ladies on here. I might have something special for
You know, I was gonna ask.
So in the comments, if you pick a number between 1 and 25, and you should definitely follow me on Instagram because I will contact you, whoever the winner is. Okay. If someone picks like 25, we'll have to see. But pick a number between 1 and 25, throw it out there. And in a couple minutes, I'm going to show you what you're going to win. Okay. All people are also already.
I hope someone picks 3. That's my favorite number.
Awesome. So I see
Go for 8.
you
Go
to
for
use
Pick an 8. Pick an 8.
specialties. Thank you for joining. Hey, there's Wendy. Wendy,
Hi, Kristen.
from our group. So for those of you who don't know, I started a Facebook group like a year ago. Roxanne is one of the original members. Yolanda in my group and Pamela are in my group. We ended the Facebook group, but we are still on Instagram. We have an Instagram chat where everyone can talk to each other all the time. If they have a question, if they need prayers, if they're going through something, if they're in the store right now, hopefully you ladies aren't thrifting, but if you're in the store and you find a brand that you're not sure of, shout out. It is such an uplifting group, wonderful group of ladies, such a kinship. I really love it. And we still have room for like 12 additional people. We do Zoom chats. I have one set coming up. I didn't let the ladies know yet. And then I met Yolanda joined later after. So I met Yolanda in person at Posh Fest. I met Michelle a year ago. She was, a Jersey City girl, but now she's in Philly, my home city. Yeah. And then Pamela came into the group. So I just want to thank all the ladies ahead of time. And then I'm going to go around and just ask you a couple questions. So Yolanda, what is it about Poshmark that you like so much?
It's pretty easy compared to, like I said, I came from eBay. So everything is very simplified and I like that. I feel like I have more control over my business. If I want to do something one way, I can do it. And it's really not, it's just easy. You don't, if you're getting started reselling, you can just kind of jump on and not really have a lot of technical skill. You can just kind of learn as you go, but there's a learning curve to Poshmark itself. So I like it. It fits me. It fits my business model and what I want to do.
That's good. I really, Poshmark, I always say it is my bae. And if anybody didn't know, I'm celebrating my 4th anniversary of Poshmark this month. Yay. It's been such a wonderful experience. I'm going to come back to ask everyone some questions, but I want to bring Lizette in. Hey, Lizette.
Finally, sorry guys.
Hi.
I was having technical difficulties.
This is your girl right here. So I wanted to bring her on so everybody can see her beautiful face.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you guys.
So tell everybody who you are, where you hail from, and where you sell. Tell them who you are. Because you have
AKA Posh is my purpose.
But who are you on YouTube?
Sorry?
Who are you on YouTube?
On YouTube, I'm New England Betty Boop.
Oh,
That's
okay.
me. And I am originally from Brooklyn, New York, and we moved to Springfield, Mass about 3 years ago. So we're here with our 3 children, my husband Andrew, my mom, and my dad. I'm currently selling on Poshmark, Mercari, Depop. I just started eBay last week, so we'll see how that goes. And someone else knows too. I do a little DoorDash, but here we are.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give a shout out to everybody tell everybody about your husband a little bit.
My husband Andrew is the Posh Den on Instagram and on Poshmark. He's actually out dashing right now without me. But we've been married 24 years. We've been together almost 30. So we've been together a minute. But we were resellers about 25 years ago, and we stopped for a little bit, and we just came back to it about 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Okay. Well, Lizette and Andrew are an awesome couple. I met them when I went to the Boston, Massachusetts area. They came and they were on my podcast, and they broke bread with me with a group of people. So that has been a wonderful thing. I will say I've got to meet 3 of these ladies in person, but the other ladies, I love them just as much. Roxanne, so tell us a little bit about your vegan products and what else did you do? You were saying in the beginning to Pamela and I, you do something else kind of similar to what Lizette and Andrew are doing.
I do Instant Cart actually on the side as well. And it pays more than DoorDash. So if you can get in an Instant Cart, I would definitely do that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my
the credit check
the
thing.
background. Yeah, because it's in the middle of everything, so it's slowed down. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the product that I sell is a product called. Yep, you'll get it. So the product that I sell is a vegan all natural product by Monet. It's for all hair types, all ethnicities. It helps your hair grow. My hair used to fall out in clumps. I have hormone issues. I have PCOS and recently had surgery for it. I had a cyst that was 11 centimeters on my right ovary, and my whole right ovary and fallopian tube removed because of it. So I wanted a shampoo, something that was natural to help me. And this shampoo, this one is a volumizing revive shampoo, has not only helped my hair grow, but it does not fall out as well.
Okay. Well, I'll get Roxanne's information and put everything in the comments, and when you come back for the replay, it'll be in there. So, so Pamela, tell us about eBay. You've been selling on eBay. You're one of the few people who've been on eBay for a while in our group. What is your experience, and why is eBay a platform that you like to sell on?
Actually, I was sitting here and I was like, I had the eBay account and never bought anything or sold anything. And I had been, I'm a firm believer that what you put out into the universe will come back to you tenfold. If you put out positivity, it comes back to you. So I had wanted a second job, but I didn't want to have to leave my home because I already work with people every day, Monday through Friday. I wanted something that I could manage and try to manage it on my own. And I wanted something that was going to be fun. Just fun. Because I already have a high stressful job. So I'm scrolling through Instagram, and a sponsored ad comes up, and it's Raking Profit. And there he was. It was talking about eBay, and then that led me to Resells talking about Amazon, and then the rabbit hole opened up, and I went on YouTube, and then I started watching videos, and I was like, hey, this is really what I'm looking for. So gathered up some stuff around the house, wasn't using it, primarily clothing, shoes, photographed them. Lighting was horrible, background was terrible, but listed it. And it sold. And then when you hear that cha-ching, cha-ching, that little ping, 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 and the immediate amount of money that you can get from a sale was like, this is golden. I love it.
Yeah.
and then coming across Poshmark again, wouldn't have never thought about. I mean, I knew it was out there, just like Macari's out there and Depop and all of those other sites, but I was like, again, watching videos and everything, and people saying, cross list, and I was like, can I manage both of those platforms?
Right.
Because that's the thing. I work a full-time job outside of the home. eBay is a full-time job, even if you're doing it part-time. It's a full-time job. And then I started cross listing, and I was like, okay, so it's getting more visibility, items on both platforms, and just try to remember, if you're cross posting and if it sells on one, take it down off the other immediately. Don't wait like, oh, I'll do that later. Take it down.
Yeah.
And both have been good, and I like them. And I have to agree that Poshmark is an easier platform to list on to me, but both take time, and both you have to put the work into it, because it's not going to give you. If you don't put in the work, you're not going to see the results. And they both do require you to do some work. It's not like just list it and forget it. You do have to do some work if you want to see some sales.
Yeah, I definitely agree with eBay. Some people do say that you list it and forget it, but you have to put in a lot of work. You have to list. You have to definitely sell similar and do some things to boost up those sales on eBay. Right. And for me, eBay wasn't the bay. But there are a lot of people that love eBay. And right now, people who stop selling on eBay are going back to eBay because you need that extra income. And I do suggest that everyone try it. Maybe try Macari. I actually started making sales on Macari, things I had listed a while ago. They were about to.
Macari and I don't get along. I've tried listing on. I've listed.
Try it again.
Yeah, that's it. But that's my thing. If you fail, if at first you don't succeed, because
I've done it,
trying to sell on a lot of platforms.
I've done it 2 times.
Yeah,
everything's selling on Macari now.
Yeah, eBay is working for you. So just kind of stick with what works. Let me look at
eBay has been my primary platform to do reselling on, and it's consistent.
There you go. I'm the same. I'm like you. Once you find what works for you, I'm going to check out the chats. Wait, so Girly Girl Style Tori, she does the same thing that I do. When I think, every time I think about Roxanne, I want to say Roxanne.
Yes.
It's not old to her. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not new, but every single time so that's why I like now that she's New York, the Cali thrifter, because think of her name. It's like Roxanne. That's what comes to my mind. So Tori, you're not
always in your head, right?
Yes, that song.
So, new to you, Steel and Specialty says, "Hey Yolanda, I don't know who that is. If you guys want to put your names, because some people are new.
That's Kristen. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of people we go back. There's Lori. We know Lori from Lori's Boston Found.
Hey Lori.
Hi, Lori.
We got here. And of course, we have Bill. We have Christy. And who is Just Call Me Nikki. Hey, Nikki. That's Glow Girl Glow. Thank you very much. So I'm going to talk to Michelle now. Michelle, why did you decide to sell vintage? That's the first part of it. And then the second part is, why did you start a different Instagram page? And I'm not sure if you have another selling platform as well. So tell us about your vintage journey so far.
Yeah. So, I mean, vintage is just something I've always been interested in. It's something like, I mean, if it were up to me, I would just sell vintage. Like that's kind of just what I would do. But I started selling the modern stuff because that's what I had in my closet and that's what I was able to find. And it's kind of like easier to sell, like easier to resell. The vintage was kind of just like, I really like this and I'm going to try selling it. But like without having the context, the knowledge, the details, like it can be a little bit harder. And so, yeah, that's kind of the why. But the reason I wanted to separately sell a vintage just like on a different account. And I only sell vintage on Depop, and on Leon Low Goods is the Instagram account that I just started. The reason I wanted to separate it is just because like Mish Market has always been about me, and I don't want it to be about me. Like when I'm selling the clothes, like I don't want it to be about like me as a person. I post so much stuff on my own personal page, that I really wanted to separate it from what I was doing with like giving reselling advice, because some people don't really want to see that. Some people are just interested in like shopping and like having an experience, sort of like getting a vibe, you know? So kind of creating like this own separate brand that I can also connect to the Depop page, and like people can go back and forth that way. So yeah, that's really why I wanted to separate it and just kind of like create its own thing. Because Mish Market, from the beginning, it was about learning and connecting, and really, I don't want to sell things to the people who are following me on there, like that aren't interested in getting that stuff. You know, I don't want to just like hit you with a switch up, like, okay, I'm selling vintage here now. Like that's not, nobody's interested in that. So, yeah, that was that.
Hey, I think that's really great. I like vintage, and I just started selling vintage in November, and it's really starting to pick up. I was actually going to post after this some of the vintage items I sell mainly on Etsy. I was selling on Depop, and the funny thing is, in 2018, I was all about Depop and Poshmark. Then I stopped selling on Depop, and I said, lately, let me start back on Depop. On Etsy, my Etsy name is called Found Like This. Like the items that my vintage items, I found them like this, you know. So that's the name on Etsy, just something different. I'm not going to create another Instagram page because I already have 4. So
you have the record, Leslie. You have the record.
Shut me down. So I have 5 pages. So I said, I'm gonna just keep Found Like This, you know. And I've been really, my vintage game has like really picked up. And so I tell people, you don't have to go sourcing it. Ask people that you know, look around your house. That's how I started. I didn't source originally, and I do it on a small scale because I don't want to overwhelm myself and have too much product at home. But it's amazing what sells and what you can find. So I would definitely say look on Instagram and YouTube and find some vintage sellers. Like Tori has some amazing stuff. I don't know all the vintage sellers. Tori just did a chat, and I was on for a minute while I was cooking, and all the ladies dressed in the time that they like.
Yeah, they look great.
They had, you know, they were Tori with the shoes, man. She was killing it. But like, definitely, if you can get your hands on some vintage items, just try it. It costs you 20 cents to list on Etsy and nothing to list on Depop. And the other reason why I would suggest going back to Depop is because they've changed a little bit of their shipping. Whereas before, the shipping and I would have these great, like I sold goth, all kinds of stuff on Depop. I was making really good sales, but then it came to the shipping. So now I saw that some of their shipping changed. So whatever I list on Etsy from now, I'm going to just cross list to Depop. It takes me a minute. It doesn't take me long at all. So yeah.
So are you ladies doing clothing as vintage, or are you doing hard goods? What is your?
It's clothing that I'm selling primarily. I mean, I have a couple of hard goods like books and like small objects like ceramics and things, but I try to stick to clothing and shoes. The other thing about Depop though is that they used to, I think in like 2018, they also had like you could meet up in person, and the shipping was also very expensive. And you couldn't list up until like January. You couldn't list on anywhere but your phone. So it's really inconvenient for someone who like has a process, or they're cross listing like on Vendu or List Perfectly or something, like, oh, now I got to go to my phone to list on Depop. So it's a little bit more convenient now, I think. Like I was selling on it just last year. I'm like, just being able to list on my laptop, I'm like, oh, this is so much better.
That makes a huge difference, and that's the reason why because my account was dormant, and the funny thing about it is I didn't delete items, right? So it's kind of cool that no one purchased those items, because you still have to be active on Depop, like in a certain way. You still have to do a little following and things like that. I used to use a lot of hashtags and things, and so I was getting, and I wasn't modeling my thing, so I'm not young and cute. I love to see the young and cute people modeling, but I was like, I'm gonna just go for it. But I love the fact now that you can go on your computer. I love the fact that the shipping has changed, because it was a lot of work, and I was just like, this isn't working for me. But I love the platform, and they featured me a couple times. Man, let me tell you, when you get featured on Depop, so if you're not using your hashtags on Instagram, use them. I don't remember what the hashtags are. I have to think about it. But if you hashtag, they will see them, and they go to your Depop, and they will pick an item and feature. Every feature item I had sold within 10 minutes. Wow. And all of a sudden, it's just like, someone picking a host pick, and all of a sudden you see all these people like following and sharing Depop. And it was like people were asking me, well, what size or whatever, little measurements, and I was selling. So Depop, give it a second look if you haven't. And you can sell all kinds of stuff, graphic tees, 80s, Adidas sweatsuits and things like that. I sold it, like I said, goth boots with like heels high like this, all kinds of just kind of pay attention and see what kind of thing. So let's talk to
Well, I have an Aerosmith's t-shirt that I
Yep.
gifted, and come to find out it's from, I think, an 80s concert series they had.
Nice.
So
definitely get, and definitely you could probably get, like I will listen on Depop, but you probably get some money on Poshmark, because anything that I've sold that was older t-shirts, they sold instantly. The people know the difference between like a graphic t-shirt of Marvel that you're just putting out now compared to something from 20, 30 years ago. People say they can't sell graphic t-shirts, but people are looking specifically. There are people who are collectors. So it's a difference between going to Target and getting a t-shirt as compared to a real concert tee. So just kind of play around. So I want to talk to Lizette. Lizette, what's going on?
Hey.
Hey. So
I just wanted to give an update on Mom, because
people were asking me.
So we went back to the hospital yesterday. So she originally had her knee surgery. Things didn't go. At the beginning, they went really well, but then unfortunately she got a blood clot. But we went back yesterday, and so far so good. So we'll see, how this goes. She has therapy every day, so her spirits are up. So just keep her in your prayers.
Okay. We definitely will. And that's the thing, like with our group, for people who probably don't know or don't follow Lizette or whatever, she's in our group. And so we know what's going on. We send out prayers and well wishes, and it's a safe space for people just to kind of, be transparent about who they are. So again, I have 12 spaces left. It's no gossip. You already know me. I'm like, delete.
No, it's a safe spot.
No Rona allowed in the chat.
No Rona allowed in the chat. No bashing allowed in the chat. You can vent. Truly, you can vent.
Definitely. We want to support each other, because I've been in some groups, and the reason that I get to the places that I get in terms of like my YouTube, my Instagram, is because when I go searching, sometimes I don't find what appeals to me. So just like I tell everybody, if you don't see it, create it. If you build it, they will come. And I create things that I want to see. I'm all about positivity and love. And, I can be Philly or I can be Delaware. That's what I tell people. But I'd rather be Delaware, all calm, instead of, Michelle live in Philly right now. Lizette is from New York. She knows what's up. So I can do the same thing, but I prefer to be just chill and like loving everybody, and that's who I am. I want just love and positivity. So Jacob says prayers for your mom.
Thank you.
Bill says no drama. Bill is in our group. He hasn't participated. Come on, Bill. And Girly Girl Style says hello to Nikki. Good vibes. Lori says that's why we love you, Leslie. I love you too, Lori. Lori says praying for your mom, Lizette. But see, this is what it's all about. This is like a beautiful thing. And before I let Lizette talk, I just want to kind of talk about things that I always talk about in terms of like a year ago, I didn't know you. Well, let's talk about January. I knew Roxanne the longest, but like I didn't know the community. I didn't know there was a community. I was home. I was lonely. And when I reached out to people, I found what I was looking for. And I just want to thank everyone for at some point touching my life in such a special way that we could have a community. There's no drama. There's no negativity. If it is, I don't see it because I don't live that way. I see people the way I want to see them. And because Yolanda and I were having this talk the other day. So I just want to thank everybody just for coming on my chat. You don't have to take the time out of your day to do that. For the ladies who are participating today, that don't be afraid in the community to reach out. If the one person says no, go on to the next one. And I learned that for advocating for my children for 29 years. When they say no, keep going until they say no. And if you get 30 no's, keep going until the no's, till you're exhausted. Someone will help you. It's a beautiful community. I know I've said my piece there. So Lizette, what's going on with you?
So I want to say hi to all the ladies, of course. I follow you guys on Instagram. I always try to support as much as I can. But Michelle, girl, I love you.
Hey, girl.
So I was watching Michelle was one of the first ones I was watching probably about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, consistently. So thank you for all your content. You're very sweet.
She is definitely very sweet in person as well.
Very nice. And that's it. We're just here trying to get through this situation. Now I put out reseller boxes because I'm trying to. I did have death mountains.
Death mountains, not death piles.
No, they're not piles.
Hysterical.
So it's now in my benefit, I think. So I have tons of stuff. So I'm getting reseller boxes set up, and I'll probably start trying to sell some on Instagram as well.
Good.
So everybody stop by Lizette's page on Instagram. Posh is my purpose. If you're selling reseller boxes, let people know. And also, what I would suggest, because this is what Daniela from Ivy and Blush is doing, she's letting people know what's in her boxes. I think that's better than having a mystery type box. So
I know that's a lot of work. I know.
Yeah. I know, but they'll sell so much quicker when people kind of get an idea. Because what sells for you may not sell for me. But if you have like all mall brands, the person who is on mall brands is going to come to you. So the thing is, if you're going to take the effort to do it, because I'm doing that now. I'm doing a giveaway box with, the Posh Club, which I'm a part of. And I'm sending some stuff to Thread Up, but I'm also going to be putting together some boxes of my own. So I'm going to individually kind of go through and say, you know what, this is a $20 box, but then this is a $50, $60 box. And you're giving people a chance to see, because right now they're not just buying reseller boxes to buy reseller boxes. People are really looking for the quality, because times are tough now. So if they're going to pay some money, they need some stuff that's going to really help their business get somewhere.
So are you listing all the content of the box, or you just giving them key pieces? And
well, I listed, it's going to be from 5 to 8 items. It's actually 5 pound reseller boxes. So I did just like on Poshmark, I did put them in categories like children's mystery box, 5 pounds, men's, women's plus, women's small to medium, or medium. What did I do? Extra small to small, small to medium.
Okay.
And up to from 5 to 8 pieces. So
definitely, guys, hit the thumbs up. So before Lizette came on, I was talking about I'm doing a giveaway. If you haven't put your number there, pick a number 1 to 25, because we don't even have 25 people on. Pick a number 1 to 25. And I'm going to show you real quick what you're going to get, okay? Because I have merch now for my business. So you're going to get this. It says a Resellers Passion Squad.
Green, my favorite color.
Are you on my squad? Wait, up the camera. There you go, right there. I was looking at somebody's live last night and they were having it. So this mug, brand new. I haven't drank out of it. I pulled out the box just so you could see it. Please follow me on.
Drink out of it. I hope not.
Sending you out. If your YouTube name is not the same as Instagram, please put your Instagram name next to your number so that I can come find you, subscribe to my channel, and hit the thumbs up button, because this is what's going to be going out. And I think I have another one. I might do 2. Let's see what kind of mood I'm in. Okay.
And I just wanted to say that I'm almost at 5,000 followers on Instagram.
Let's get her there.
Probably about 4,800, 4,900. I am going to do a mystery box giveaway as well.
Okay, that's what's up. So if you're not following Posh is My Purpose on Instagram, do that. And the reason why is because Lizette is such a special person. We already know that, right? She's New England Betty Boop on here. She's always sharing. She's always doing the thumbs up. She's always on all the lives. So we want to support the people who support us. I wouldn't be here because, and this is a community for me. It's not subscribers. It's not followers.
Right, it is.
This is a community of love for me. And that's the way that I look at it. And man, I'm so humbled by the fact that everybody's on here. So ladies, I'm going to go backward. So where are we going? We're not really going to talk about the whole situation that's going on, but a lot of people's lives has changed. I know people who are working from home. I know Michelle is full-time. I know Roxanne is full-time. I know Yolanda's full-time. And Lizette, are you full-time?
I am. Now I am, yes.
So now she is, and she's doing the DoorDash. So what has changed? I'm going to ask you, what has changed in your life now that we're on lockdown and we have to stay at home and quarantine and all that? What one thing has changed in your life that maybe has changed in your life, but has changed something that has been inconvenient for you? Okay, so I'm going to start with Michelle for that question.
Well, it's an inconvenience that just started, but I just I just got a storage unit, which I feel like is maybe a little, I don't know, you probably wouldn't like be wanting to expand to get out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
But right before this all started, I kind of like knew I kind of felt it was coming. I was like, I need to hoard as much inventory as I possibly can. And I've been doing local pickups, curbside, and trying to take every precaution. But because I'm taking every precaution, I'm also not opening these bags for several days until I feel like it's safe to open them and go through them. And I live in a very small apartment. So it was just taking over, and I opened a storage unit where eventually I'll move all of my inventory, and that was the next step anyway. But that's sort of been one of the issues is like, I don't have enough space to process the inventory I have coming in, and a large portion of it I'm not able to even use, but I have to hold on to it anyway because there's nowhere to donate it. So yeah, that's been the number one.
So Roxanne, what is going on with you that has caused an inconvenience in your life other than your surgery? What has caused an inconvenience with this stay-at-home order?
Just the stress of it all, not knowing, with everything going out in the world. When I go out and do my instant card, I don't want to be around sick people. I don't want to bring it home to my husband because he has low immune system. He has lung and respiratory illness, so I don't want him to get that. So we're very precautious. We stay way over 6 feet away from people. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. And not being able to know when this is going to be all over, because we host international students, and our student, he's up in Washington right now. He's with his aunt because they feared that he was going to get the coronavirus.
Okay.
Wow.
So let me ask you this, Roxanne, totally different, just off the cuff. You were talking that you do Instacart. Real quick, for people who don't know what Instacart is, tell them what it is, and then tell them what you do with Instacart.
It's grocery shopping for people. There's an app. If you guys follow me on I can't even say Instagram, I can send you a link so you can start earning extra money. You go grocery shopping, and then you deliver the food or the items to the person, and I always deliver it on the front porch. I take a picture of the items and then I send it to them. So it's like no contact with the people.
Good. You're protecting yourself. That's good.
So a question from Michelle comes from Girly Girl Style, who is my girl Tori. And Michelle, can you repurpose some of the items, like for upcycling and embroidery? Tori's really big on her embroidery these days.
So sometimes yes, and sometimes no. Like I picked up a bag from a guy who threw in like his boxers and like a towel. And I was like, please no. And then I picked up a bag from one of my friends. And I was like, okay, maybe some of these brands I don't want them, but like the clothing, maybe one of my other reseller friends might want them. I have a friend who lives nearby who she recently lost her job, and so now she's full-time just like me, but didn't have the inventory, so I gave her a ton of stuff yesterday. And then everything in between, I'm trying to hold like scraps for like sewing material because I do have a sewing machine. Eventually I'll get to all of that scrap, but yeah.
Hey, use those boxes and make some masks, Michelle.
Trying to
oh Lord. You have to put that as
I'll make plenty of masks with those.
Girly Girl Hubs, who is Bill there in Spokane, Washington, it says looks like masks may be mandatory as of tomorrow for us.
Wow.
And then Diana Brown says us as in everyone, or us in your state. And
I think everyone. I think everyone. I think I heard that too.
Well, I already had my mask. I had my mask for going to the bins. It has a filter, and I'm good. Excuse me, boxers. Hard no. That's Bill. And Tori says, boxers and a towel. Wow. And yes, so that's too funny. So I'm going to ask you the same question, Yolanda. What has inconvenienced you at this point?
I can only pick one.
Yes. Yes.
One.
Yes.
I mean, I don't even know. It's just so much from day to day that changes. And I'm a creature of habit. And if I can't have like my day-to-day routine, then I get kind of lost in translation, and then it turns into being frustrated. And so it's like every day it's fighting a new frustration. So if I had to pick one, it's just the uncertainty and the not knowing what's next. And I kind of like I did stock up like Michelle. Like I went and bought a bunch of Death Mountains. And I have a closet full of stuff so that I knew that it was coming, like that they were going to close this stuff down. And so I have a whole bunch of stuff here. And I even though I have that, I still miss kind of going out and being with my reseller friends in the community and just going and hanging out with them and thrifting with them or grabbing Starbucks. Like I legit miss Starbucks.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just all of that. So
Pamela, how have you been inconvenienced? I know you work within a school district. What are some
Comment.
Just having, well, at first I always kept saying to my husband I wanted to be a stay-at-home wife. I wanted to work from home. That's a hard no.
yeah.
That's a hard no. I just find I have to find a new balance with everything because I was physically going out of the house every day and gone till about 5 or 6, no, actually 7, because I did homebound services as well for another student. So my day is flipped upside down. We still have to clock in and clock out for work hours. So I still wake up my normal time and clock in for my work day. I've also realized, because now that I'm on pause, essentially leaving the house as much, is my death mountains, as we calling them now, are extreme, very extreme. I had 2 totes that were sitting, actually 3 totes, those big industrial sized black totes with the yellow lids, were sitting in my living room. And when I removed 2 of them, I was like, whoa, there's a whole lot of floor space now. And there's inventory that's sitting in my living room that I've had since January that I've just been putting it on the back burner. And this is even before all of this, the pandemic came and everything. So I've been truly doing some work avoidance on my end with listing and, my processes. And this, I don't know if it's so much of it just put a pause. It's not really an inconvenience, but it gives me some time to prioritize some things. And really, I need to ramp up my listings because if and when we are called back to go to school, I'm not going to have time to devote to it.
Yeah. So, let me look at the comments real quick. Bill is funny with these Bill girly girl style hubs. Bill, boxer mask. What mask are you wearing? Joe Boxer. You get it. Diana Brown says, "Do they make Hello Kitty boxers?" Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, I just wanted to tell Tori that your box is going out tomorrow. I didn't forget. It's just been a little crazy.
So, Lizette, same thing with you. How have you been? What has inconvenienced you at this time?
Well, the crazy thing is that Andrew's been retired for like 3 years. This is kind of our normal, like being in the house and, reselling. We're home. The only thing we really miss is going sourcing, which I have no business doing right now. But the biggest inconvenience I would say is that just being worried going to the stores and stuff and then bringing anything back to my parents, or you know what I mean? Like, that's really the biggest thing for me. But an inconvenience really we haven't experienced, thank God, I feel blessed that everybody's safe, but that's it. It's just unfortunate that we have to be home. We can't really go out as we please, but other than that, I really don't feel inconvenience.
That's good stuff.
We have the yard, we can go outside. I try to get my parents to go out and get fresh air.
Bill is
my
funny.
son, but that's about it.
Okay. Yeah, it's quite a challenge. Before I talk about my inconvenience, I'm gonna share one, but I'm gonna read the comments real quick. So the Girly Girl Hub says, "Yay, Lizette." Girly Girl Style says, "Lizette," and then Girly Girl Hub says, "Where the heck is Andrew?"
He's dashing. He's dashing.
He's door dashing. He's an essential worker.
Yes, and I'm usually the driver, but he had to do both tonight. So
Awesome. Yeah, but Thomas has a clean out business, so that man never sits down, but it works out. He started a business, he's licensed and insured, and he goes into these houses, and the people just kind of let him in, and they've always done that, where, okay, we'll be back in like an hour or whatever, so he's not interacting with people, so it makes it really cool, and he goes in and he cleans out. The challenge with him is he doesn't have a dump site. The dump sites have been closing.
Right.
But he said they just opened today, so he was able to take. So what he was doing, if you didn't see my stories, was taking a lot of the items that he had, just putting them on our lawn and creating an ad in Facebook Marketplace and in Craigslist, and people were coming. You would, oh my gosh, it was so crazy watching these people from my window, like getting stuff. And then the other thing I want to say is, of course, reach out to your friends and family. But I just started, if anyone knows the Nextdoor app, where you can people in your area. I just put an ad. I just used it for the first time. I put an ad out, and 3 people have offered me clothes where I just go to their porch and pick up the bag. You bring it right in, throw it in the wash, But and then you can go through it. But it's no money. So I took the script that Nicole State created, which was this script, I'm a full-time reseller, and I'll purchase your items or I'll take them for free because as a reseller, I need to source
inventory sourcing.
No one has asked me for any money, just come get it. And then also they will ask you like what you're looking for, and I just said specifically I'm looking for shoes, bags, and some vintage items. So if you be specific, and then people were just like sending me messages all day. So my goal is in the next couple of days to like really hit a couple places.
And that's good.
So my inconvenience is really, I'm not inconvenienced in terms of home because I'm home, and really my days are kind of the same. Before this happened, my allergies kicked in, and my doctor prescribed me an inhaler. So I, don't want to go out. I have a low immune system. That's where I lost my hair. So there's things that I'm trying to avoid every single day. I have a daughter who has a medical condition. So she is a CNA who is about to get a new job. And she's like, Mom, I need to go. And I'm like, you're a minor. You're not going anywhere. So if they're still calling you, something's wrong with them. Shame on them. And then my other daughter is a chef. She works at the local university. She's on the autism spectrum. They tried to force her to stay at her job. And I was like, oh no, it's on. So whatever happens after that, that's where mommy gets involved in it. So I said, no, you stay home. There's no students on campus. So how are you going to force her to go to work? Like she doesn't understand the whole, how to, she's just regimented, like what her schedule is and everything. And I'm like, did you tell somebody today or whatever? And I told her, I said, if tomorrow, if you don't feel like getting out of the bed, don't get out of the bed, and we'll work all that other stuff out, because that could be a whole disability act thing. But the challenge that I'm having, and I just ask you to just send prayers. My son is in Korea on Camp Humphreys, and they are getting hit hard with the virus, and it is his unit. I haven't heard from him. He can't receive calls. He can't send out calls. They're on 100% lockdown. So that's the challenge I'm having. My children are adults, but we worry about our children.
They're still your babies.
Yeah. So he's already been away for his second birthday. He's due to come home in about 4 weeks. And it's literally his branch, the 8th Army Infantry, whatever. And so they are locked down, and it's just been bad. So prayers all around for that, guys.
Yes, for him,
Of course.
So does anybody have anything they want to talk about, like their businesses or anything you want to share that's going on?
Well, Yolanda mentioned that the platform for using Poshmark fits her business style. So what is your business style? Because I truthfully don't have a business style. I've never created a business plan. So what's yours?
So basically, if I sell it, I want you to keep it. I don't want to take it back.
I heard that.
I mean, it's like, I feel like when I did eBay, and I'm not knocking eBay at all, because I mean, it's eBay. It's going to be around.
Yeah.
But when I did eBay, I didn't want to do returns. And to do top rated seller and all the plus and the hoops and stuff you got to go through.
You have to take
I
returns.
felt like I did those, and then I didn't want to take returns, but they forced me to do so.
Yeah.
Right.
Am I an eBay employee or am I working for myself?
Yeah.
Right.
And so that was kind of like what really got me with eBay. And so when I found out about Posh, I was like, the first thing I did was throw my scale away because they were like, oh, it's just the same,
You don't have to weigh it. It is what it is.
Yeah. And so I was like, well, that's easy. That helped that. And then I didn't have to accept returns. So I just kind of upped my photos and my description to the best that I could, to
Right.
ensure that I didn't get those. And I haven't had a problem with that. So that's what kind of makes it easier for me. And the listing is just, I can list so much in a matter of, an hour.
For your process.
Just having to go through and choose all of these little extra pieces, and
Is it
so
20 minutes to list one thing on eBay? I'm trying to.
For the people who've been selling longer on eBay, they know it hasn't always been like that, but now eBay is asking you to do more and more every time.
They are asking more.
For people who are trying to like cross list or trying to go into a new platform, that's when they get scared because, like I said, Thomas has been selling for a long time, and I did sell on eBay, so I try to tell that to people that eBay was the platform that allowed me to come home. I had 2 stores at one time, and I racked up my money. And when I said, you know what, eBay, you didn't save me all the money I want to save. I'm done with you. So so just so people are clear, if I wanted to go back, I would because I know how it works, but it just doesn't fit like how Pamela asked Yolanda, like, what is your style? I need a laid back style. Poshmark was laid back. It's my boo. I can in the beginning. Now it wasn't because I was back in 2016 where it was 4 photos. Michelle will tell you it was 4 photos. It was like the preset. Like I just took my photo and listed from my phone. That was just before they sold men's and children's. So it wasn't the share. It wasn't a lot. A lot of the things were missing. So I can't even imagine the people in the beta phase, like when it first started. It was just kind of figuring things out. So they have evolved. So people coming on now, they're like, oh, I love this. Yeah, you didn't start from the beginning when you had to kind of like figure, but then it actually, in a sense, was a little bit better because you could just throw some mall brands because the whole concept of Poshmark was going into your closet
and putting
items up that you no longer wanted. That was really their kind of concept. And then someone said, oh, I can make this a business. And it kind of evolved from there. But you could pull out Forever 21 and, Abercrombie and things like that. And it would go, because I saw all that stuff in the beginning. But now I see like this flip where you can still sell it, but it's like, what is your price point?
Yeah, it takes a long time. And I found lately on Poshmark, because I have an item, I'm selling it as a set. And people want me to separate it out. I don't want to separate it out. You can't make me separate it out. And I'm not going to separate it out.
Well, there's that.
Buy it as is or move off my page. And I took a page from you, Leslie, because you said not every offer do you have to accept or acknowledge it. I mean, it is a business about customer service, so you try to give that back. Yeah. But like, because Poshmark will immediately tell you, well, if they offer you this is what you're going to make, and that's below what my lowest price point is. So I'm not accepting your offer. I'm not even acknowledging it, and it'll expire in a couple of hours anyway. So move along.
What I like about it. I like the fact that everyone has a different model in which they sell. So there was a time 4 years ago when it was just a hobby for me. I only need a little bit of money, paid for Sonia's lunch. I can go to Wawa on Friday. But then when I decided to come home, I still change it, but I still don't have crazy prices. I still have a lot of flexibility in my prices where I learned that from my husband, where he'd rather sell, 5 things for $20 than wait for that $100 item. You've made the same amount of money. And that's
my motto, Thomas.
That's because he sold on eBay, right? Because that's the eBay philosophy. So I really tell people you should sell on eBay first. And then your expectation, yes, you want to get money, but it's your item is really only worth, I say this all the time, what the person has paid for it. Your customer who purchased that's what it was worth, not what you think it's worth, but what you sold it for. It's no longer yours. So that's what it was worth. The money that was exchanged is what the item was worth.
Yeah.
You may think it's $80 and you waiting for that $80, but a year later you still sitting on that $80. And I just sold 4 of those bad boys, you know. So it's really, I guess, the way you kind of how you look at it. And Lizette was saying, so Lizette, talk about like what your philosophy is in selling.
Well, Poshmark is my favorite, of course, of all. Sorry, guys. Is my favorite of all. I have alarms set for everything because I can't remember anything. But I love the social aspect, of course, because as you see, I'm very social. But I love that because I've been in customer service since I'm 14 years old. So that, you know, wrapping and sending, you know, that personal touch from me, that I love that aspect of Poshmark. I love receiving that. So like Tori and Bill always send, they were talking about that in the live before, you know, that's how they send theirs as well. You know, wrapping, you feel like even though you know what you bought, it's a little surprising, you know, it's nice.
Yeah.
So I love that aspect of it. And, you know, in the beginning, I kind of went a little overboard, but I've gotten much more frugal but I still enjoy it. And I just get things, you know, at a cheaper rate when I find it and stuff like that. But that's my favorite part for me. And now the Instagram part, because I like that correlation between Poshmark and Instagram and that connection, and you know, it's definitely the social aspect. I'm here to make money too, but that will come.
Yeah. So Bill says eBay ain't my jam, and and he says I'm going to be going into my closet soon. He's sunny. And Nikki says Nikki says she just started she just started on eBay last night and had to log off because she couldn't pass the package details.
Exactly. I'm telling you, this is the third time
we can help her in the group if she's in the group.
Yeah, she's
in my first item last week, and that was the third time that I tried to list on eBay. I was like, it's impossible that it has to take this long for one item.
Yeah, well, most of my listings I do from my phone, so I love that. Very rarely do I sit down at my computer and do my listings.
Yeah, I do everything from the phone too. I find it much easier. I don't know. Poshmark finally, because I have an Android, I'm able to now list more than one photo at a time. That was like a pain in the neck.
Nice.
Wait, you couldn't do more than one at a time on Android?
No, until just last week.
Oh, wow.
Crazy.
So let me
and I'm not going to no iPhone. I'm sticking with my
iPhone. I wouldn't have.
I know.
2 years ago, and then he just did a family plan. Long as the monthly payments is the same, I don't mess around. So I told him as long as because we're look $50, that's all you're getting from me. So as long as and the girls, we got a family plan, and it's the same thing. They were already paying their own phone bill. So I said, as long as it all works out, that's all. I don't want to hear about all the other stuff. Don't take me to a salesman or nothing. So I got the same phone for the same bill that I was paying, and that's all I care about. So it was like Jacob Little Bunny Fufu says very true, and with the sudden change in economy, recent comps are going to be different. And Tori says yes, you can buy just the white tissue paper in bulk, and it turns it to be like 2 cents a piece. Totally worth it. Diane Brown, definitely praying for your son. A lot of prayers for my son. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Too many hoops. And then Bill says, what the WTH? Issues. So we're gonna close out in a few minutes. I'm gonna announce the winner, and I want to thank all these ladies for coming on. I'm going to be doing lives at 8:00 every Thursday. I already have my guests set up for next Thursday. So that's going to be my new time slot. If anybody wants to be on, send me an Instagram and we can work that out. If you're not following, listening to my podcast, check that out. Subscribe to this channel. One of the things I want to say real quick, it's really important at this time that we start doing something different. I see posts all the time talking about if you haven't grown from this challenge that we're going through, then you're just basically wasting your time. And I believe that. I'm all about diversifying and having multiple streams of income. I have 2 websites. I just started selling wholesale items on my websites. I sell graphic t-shirts through drop shipping. Send me a message. Literally, you can do things. I sold an ebook. You make an ebook, you list it once and people buy it. It's residual income that you don't have to worry about. If you have a talent, if you speak another language, show that to the community. And it doesn't just have to be reselling. If you follow me on Am I Really Bald, you already know that's a whole nother platform I created with its own YouTube channel, with its own podcast, with its own Instagram page, and it's a website. So you do not have to stay in your little box. Break out of the box and make some money. This is the time to figure out who you are. Things happen for a reason. It's a sad, sad situation that we're going through this, but this is when you should discover who you are. When I hit 50, that's when I went on trying to figure out, because I've already been somebody's wife, somebody's mother. This is the time to figure out who Leslie is. And then, so just regardless of the virus situation, I started investigating who I was. So now is the time to investigate who you are, what it is that you want to accomplish. You're never too old. You can do it. There's money to be made. Don't be afraid in the reselling community to listen to these people saying, don't charge. Charge for whatever you can do. If you can write a book, write a book. If you want to do some courses, make the money. It's there. If you have a community, last year I started off with a community. This time last year, I was sitting on a community of 500 people. I don't have a large number like everyone else, but I just hit 15,000. There's a community. They seem to like me a little bit. So now you have a community that you can start speaking to. The same person that I am on Instagram is the same person that you see before me. 3 of these ladies have met me in person. They know, ain't no shame in my game. So if I know it, I'm going to share it. People are always holding on to things. It doesn't belong to you. You didn't create it. Share it with the community. I'm not going to Vegas to shop. Pamela don't have to worry about me. I'm not taking anything from her. I'm not taking anything in Washington, in Massachusetts, now Philly. Michelle might have to do a little, because we like right there. But still, it's enough for everyone. I support you. I'll shout out for you. I'm there for you. And that's just the way we kind of look at it. We have to be there for each other. You can't just be in a community standing in the corner. You know what I'm saying? You got to step out. If you're looking for 5,000 followers, now you're a community leader. So you have to answer people's DMs, and you don't have to go crazy. Just share what you want to share or send them in a direction they need to go. Don't get it twisted. I answer every DM that comes in. I don't ignore anyone, but I say, let me show you where you can go. Let me direct you. Like Nikki, Glow Girl Glow, and she's on here. Just call me Nikki. She happened to just reach out to me and say she liked my videos. Now she's in my chat group. But with Nikki, she's watched all my stuff, and she's always shouting out and talking about me. But I'm I want to be beyond that. I just want everyone to have a place where they can go. And people are always surprised when I answer. I'm only Leslie. I am only Leslie. Everything that's happened to me.
You're not only Leslie.
Well, you know what I'm saying. I didn't
be Leslie.
The people who know me, I tell them, it's great for that. It is great for that, but I rather speak to the people, and that's the thing that's important for me, because it hurts my heart. This time last year when I was about to start my podcast, so many people told me no. You're no one. I mean, literally, people would say you're not big enough in the community.
I remember you saying that. Just wanted to know how many followers you had.
Yeah. So I don't. When I interview people on the podcast, you don't have to have thousands of numbers. You are a voice. You have a different story to tell, and I want everyone to hear your story. Roxanne has a story. She may have a healthcare issue she's experiencing that she can share with people. I've had people talk about depression. I've had people talk about all kinds of things. So you are a voice for the community, whether you believe it or not. Once you put your face out there, and once you say follow me, once you say buy from me, once you say listen to my podcast, once you say watch my videos, you're a voice. Okay. So I just want to thank everyone for coming on. So the winner is of this beautiful mug. Here it is. Oh, let's see which way. There it is. Is number 17, Aso Victoria. I think it may have been another 17, but Aso Victoria is the number. Tomorrow I'll be giving another mug away, because I'll be doing a post for it'll be for my anniversary, and I'll be giving another mug away. So follow me on the Resellers Passion. But I want to thank all these ladies for joining me. Everyone in the chat, thank you for coming on. I love you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Spread love.
Thanks for having us.
Thank
Volunteer, deliver food, do whatever you can in this time. Don't just take, give back. I love you so much. Take care, friends.
All right, guys. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.